I have been for a while out of business and now I slowly bet that I'm going to do videos again. But this is not so much about 3D modeling, or maybe this is how you grow 3D modelers from your kids. I don't know, you tell me. Anyways, believe it or not, all of these pebbles you see here I'm walking on, I used to check them all when I was a kid. Many times. And very carefully, because I was looking for some very nice looking ones. I did it when I was waiting for my dad to make our boat ready, because we were about to go to the lake and I am planning to take you with me to this trip. The place is here in Finland called Vanajavesi. Vanaja is the name of the lake and vesi means water. I don't know what Vanaja means, but it's very close to another Finnish word Vainaja, which means a dead person. Many ancient Finns used to live around this lake, and then, as story tells, we had Vikings who came hundreds of kilometers with their boats using rivers as their path to this area. They attacked during night and burned the villages down and escaped to the lake before other villages were ready to attack back. At least that was their plan. We had a system for them, the castle mountains and signal fires to warn the villages. I bet it never went as planned. Sometimes we ambushed them, sometimes they ambushed us. I bet they came almost every summer, and that might be a reason why the lake name resembles very close to word Vainaja, dead person. At least this is my theory. It used to be possible to come from all the way from Gulf of Finland to the Hämeenlinna and to the area where we are now boating. Nowadays the water levels are much lower than what they used to be, so if you wanna become a Viking, it's not so easy anymore. Our plan was to go to an abandoned island called Kartanosaari, just to hang out for a while and drink coffee and look around. It's a small island almost in the middle of the lake, and I think no one ever lived there. But there is still some buildings for camping. We had 2 engines with us, one electric motor that is being used now, and then when we came back we were using the small 4-stroke gas engine. It took quite much time to go there, but it was nice to talk with my parents about past things and our memories about the lake. We were already looking for the clouds and the weather situation, and some of the clouds were gathering to the sky, but we weren't too worried about it. The weather felt calm and good, so we thought that we will probably get a little bit rain during the time, but not full storm. That small rocky island is called Kukkarokivi. In English it means Wallet Island. It looks much smaller than what it actually is, since it's about 10 meters high and it's full of nests of seagulls. I have once been on that rock and it's slightly dangerous place since those ghouls can attack you, so not very pleasant little rock to go. Yet still, if my boat wrecked right now, I would go there and then try to swim to some other island after that. The distance from our location to this islet is now about 150 meters. The water levels around this islet is all around very deep, so the rock is kind of a tip of some very much bigger mountain that is going underwater. However, the Vanajavesi is not the deepest lake in Finland. The deepest point of this lake is only 24 meters. When the water levels used to be bigger, there was also catfishes in this lake. There are stories about how they were so big that men needed to have an ox to get the fish up from the lake. Now, this is the Kartanosaari we are planning to land soon. As you can see, it's not a huge island, but big enough for us to hang out for a while. We were talking all the time, so I just took the silent parts of the video and repeated it, because the plan is not to bother you with our Finnish talking about whatever things we were planning to do. As we approached the island, the weather also started becoming all the time better and better. Even the sun became visible, and I was very happy about it, because it made the colors of this video to be very nice. We landed our boat to this small peaceful cove, and after that long sit in the hard surface in the bench of the boat, we were finally free to walk around. My job was to make coffee with trangia. I don't know if that's even a word in English, but anyways. And my dad's and my mom's job was to make food, so I had some time to walk around and explore this island, just like I was doing when I was a kid. These islands are in my imagination that kind of small countries, and I love the idea of being isolated completely from everything else. I bet it's been quite a while when someone last time came to this place, so the place is quite much untouched. Or if somebody was here, they didn't make any signs of their existence, which is nice of them. Even though this island is completely isolated and abandoned, it doesn't mean that there would not be any buildings. In fact, there is this lean-to that allows you to have a campfire and sleep overnight. Anyways, we didn't build our camp into this lean-to because my mom's shoes were not very good and the terrain is not very easy to walk here. Even when the island is very small, there is quite much wilderness between our boat and this place, so we just decided to stay on the northern side of the island. Of course, I walked the island through all around because I wanted to see and film everything. When I said that the island is very small, it doesn't mean that there wasn't very diverse biome. In fact, the situation is completely opposite. There is bird nests, and I could probably find many kind of bugs and get Lyme disease from ticks and all kind of nice plants. These islands are kind of a scale model to Finnish nature. This is one of the reasons why I love islands. I mean, another reason. You find very much in short time periods. After exploring, I finally arrived back to our camp and started making the coffee. And of course I made it in the wrong way. And my parents needed to correct my methods, but I finished the stuff and it was good. In fact, it was better than what coffee maker machine does. I think the filtering is taking some flavors out from the coffee. Typically coffee tastes like drinking some grass or something, but this had a smooth flavor, and I had a plan to start even in my home to do the coffee with the similar method instead of using the coffee maker machine. After our food and coffee break, the weather started to change. The wind became harder and it started to rain. I went to the other side of the island to see what's going to happen soon. It didn't look too good. At least we would get wet or something, but this is not the worst I've seen on this lake. You can see also there in the distance the Kukkarokivi, which I was talking a little ago. This is, by the way, a footage that is taken without the gimbal. I didn't always use it because I was a little bit worried what the rain would do to it, and also I was sometimes a little lazy. We decided to leave the island as soon as possible to escape the bad weather, and we were using that little bit faster gas engine now. The weather was becoming all the time worse, and that's why we decided to go to another island, which is called Kinnas. In English, Kinnas means mitten. That name is because of the shape of the island, which slightly looks like a mitten. It's not a public island, but it's owned by the Finnish Scouts, and my sister has been there many times with her scout friends, so we were not too afraid to go there. I bet it's possible to rent the cottage they have there to camp for a while, even if you aren't a scout. Just call the scout leader and they would give you the keys. Maybe. I have not tried it ever. Also, the water is so shallow near the island that you in fact can walk from the island to the mainland without drowning. As said, this is a scout island. Every summer there is during some weekend some camping kids. My sister would have a lot of stories about what happened here. In fact, she used to tell so much about those stories to me. I already have a clear idea of what I would be able to find in this island, even when I never visited it before. The campfire places, the cottage, flagpole, the log stack, and all the nights when they were scared to go out alone because all of the scary stories being told by the older scouts. Of course, I found nothing scary from this island. It's just our imagination that makes us feel like something is scary. I think nature is very calm and relaxing place. I like big forests, and I think being alone in Finnish forest is much more safe than being alone in a city. I think only dangerous things in Finnish forests are snakes and bears. Both of those can be avoided. Just don't step on snakes, and typically bears avoid people. However, if you see a bear, do not run. Be calm and go backwards. Just do everything you can to be not hostile looking for the bear. There is better instructions behind just a few clicks online, so search them if you feel like that you need to know. But on islands there is no bears or snakes typically. Not even mosquitoes typically go to islands if it's far from the mainland. Little bit more about this lake and about my sister. Years and years ago she had with her friend an idea to go to an island for camping. They only had a rowboat, and the distance to row in open waters is few kilometers to that camp. I don't know the real name of that island, but it's quite much in the center of the lake and there is no buildings, and we call the island with name Rocky Island, Kalliosaari, since there is not much trees on that island. Also the island is very small. So they had only a tent and tools to make fire and food when they started rowing. When they arrived, the weather changed for them also, just like it happened for us, but in much different way as it happened for us. It was a time when no one had cell phones as we have nowadays, so they literally were isolated in that island, and the storm was coming up. So they were standing on the shore of that island, just like I was standing there, and they were looking to the horizon and the clouds doing its electrical flaming. It was going to come over them. The waves started rising and they only had little time to make their tent ready. It's not going to be a nice camping trip. The waves rose up all the time higher. First to 1 meter, then 2 meters and finally to 3 meters, beating the rocks of that small refugee island, and rain, wind and everything else was tearing their tent. They needed to take their boat up to the island as much as possible because waves would destroy it otherwise and they would be isolated literally. At home, my mom was looking at the weather from window and she knew that it's not going to be very nice for her daughter. Rowboats anyways are quite safe and they had with them everything they needed, so logically thinking it would be only unpleasant but not dangerous for life. That's why my mom didn't call anywhere. So my sister had almost the worst possible night you can imagine in a tent, but they survived. At morning they started rowing back to home, and that's the end of the story. So what is the lesson of this whole video? Make yourself ready for whatever you are going to do. Without planning you will end up having problems. The better you plan, the less you will have problems. Thanks for watching.